Okay, so one thing I can show you is I actually ran a couple checks through so you guys would be able to see what an exception looks like. And of course, I did it 2 days ago, so technically I'm doing it too late if I'm a customer. But I wanted to make sure it was there for this presentation. So as you can see, if there is an exception, it'll show up on when the client logs in. It's right here under Positive Pay. It's Positive Pay Exceptions. So they can either click here or they can just go on the side menu bar, nav bar, and click on Positive Pay. And right now, so what I'm going to show you is a couple checks that were not in the register or didn't match correctly. And I'll kind of show you how we decisioned them, and then I'll go through and show you how we issued them, since we're going, I guess, top down. And the clients will get an email. So I actually, one second, I can show you. I got an email on this. I'll pull it over just so you guys can see it. So they get an email, so you get it right at 7 a.m. and it just says, hey, I'm getting an alert. I have 2 exceptions. I need to go in and work them. And so this first one, it'll tell you why. It says this check was paid and not issued, which means that the check went through, but it was not in my register. So I can click on it and I can say, oh, $1.25. Oh, yes, I did write that check. Let me go ahead and clear it. I'm just going to click on accept, and it's going to go through, and it's happy. We've accepted the check, and it's been cleared out of my exception. This one right here is one that says mismatch amount. So what happens sometimes, is that somebody may write a check for $1,000. Well, and they've entered it in their check register. However, some fraudster finds the check and puts the word TEN, so it says 10,000, and adds a 0 to the numeric line, and then all of a sudden it's not matching, and that's called, a mismatch amount. So we can look at this, and this one right here says $1.10, and I guess I had entered something else with the wrong amount. So I would need to check with my check register to make sure this is a valid check or not. And so if it's off by a few cents, you can accept that we can do an adjustment. But let's just say, for instance, nope, I didn't really want this check to go out for that amount. I'm going to go ahead and click on return, and I'm going to put just testing there, and it'll say boom. And so I'll have that. So now I have sent that over, and it will be, you can see it's in my historical decisions here, and now the bank will return it. Now that check is already posted. It would have posted last night, and as long as I do it by 11 a.m., when operations, clears out the day, they will pull a report, and they'll manually return any check that has been flagged as an exception that the client has said, please return. And so that's all the client really has to do to decision a check. If a check has been listed in their register and it clears for the same amount, then it's not even an exception. They don't even know it's there. So I will show you now how to enter a check. There's 2 ways you can do it. One is if you have an accounts payable system like QuickBooks or another type of system that'll create a CSV file. You can just basically upload that entire file all at once. You can do, load 30 checks all at once. But you can also, if it's a client that doesn't write very many checks, they can also just enter them manually. So if I want to enter a check manually, you just click this little plus sign here. We're going to go ahead and do a new check issue. And so let's say this check number is 8878. I'm going to choose which account this is going to be paid out of. And then I'm going to write whoever the payee is. So we're going to write Becky a check for $111. And then it'll write what day did I write it? Oh, I wrote it yesterday. I wrote it today. Here. And then I can click create check. Now you will see this little thing right here that says void. If you were to have a check that you wanted to basically place a stop payment on, you would just enter everything here and click void. And so it will that replaces the need to place a stop payment because it'll show up as an exception. You can come in and just hit return when it comes through, if it comes through. Let me also show you how to do a CSV file, how you set it up. and upload multiple checks at once. So what I would do, you can set up a template, which I've already set up several templates. And basically what you can see is these are the required fields, and we can order these, change these orders if we need to match whatever the system spits out their accounts payable system. So let me show you. So I've already got a template made. Let's say I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select the file. And we're going to see, there we go, right there. And I'll show you kind of how it looks. I'm going to pull over my file so you can see. So like I've got in here, I've typed in the account number, the amount in one column, the serial number, the date, and who the payee is, all right there. And so that matches, that format matches my template right here, which is a pre-saved template, so I don't have to do anything else that day. And then I just click on read file, and there we go. We have our checks. So you could do 100 checks that way all at once if you wanted to. I can review it, and then I can submit it. And so now this is now I've now entered my check register. So now these are checks that are that have been issued. And I can show you real quickly if you wanted to see a report. You can pull it from that screen, but you can also do, report on, let's see, this month. You can see my checks that have been issued. I can pull a report, and you can see now I can say, oh, these are the checks that I've issued this month.